William O'Brien, and I recently read the book Son. In the book, the main character, Claire, gave birth to a son named Gabe. But since Gabe was taken away from the community, she had to go look for her, and eventually was reunited, but she had to go through a lot to get there. Recently, I had a chance to interview Claire. This is what my interview looked like. Hi, I'm Liam. Are you Claire?
I am Claire. It's nice to meet you.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
That'd be fun.
In the beginning of the book Son, you live in the same community where the Giver takes place. Is this true? Can you describe it?
Yes, that's true. I did live there until I was around 14 years old, 2 years after my ceremony. By that time, the community was a pure utopia, a perfect society.
Okay, here's my next question. In the book, you gave birth to a son named Gabe, who you cannot see very often. Why is that?
I could only rarely see him because I worked in the fish hatchery, and I didn't have a lot of free time, only my lunch hour. So although I did get to help around the nurturing center, I only had short periods of time.
When Gabe was taken away from the community, how did that make you feel?
I was really upset. I was willing to do anything to find my son, even at the cost of my own life.
When you went to sea to look for Gabe, you crashed and washed up on the shore of a village. What was this village like? What was your opinion about it?
Well, to be honest, I was really frightened at first. I barely knew who I was. It was scary, but eventually I adjusted to the village comfortably with the people. They spoke unusually. The straw huts and the new surroundings, like colors and animals.
When you were in the village after a few years, you had memories come back to you of your son, and decided that you needed to climb up the steep cliff if you had any chance of finding him. Who would be committed to training you?
A man named Einar. He was the only one who had tried it. He had mentally recreated the map of the climb, and he told me exactly what to do. We had to train for many years.
When you reached the peak of the mountain, you met a man named Trademaster. What was this person like?
Well, first of all, I don't think he was a man. He was a force of evil. When he offered me a trade for something of value, I wanted it so badly, but I told him that I had nothing. He found something, though. In return for leading me to my son, he wanted my youth, so I traded my youth for my son.
When you found your son's village he was living in, what was your reaction?
I was overjoyed. Although I couldn't see him yet, he was still too young. I had to wait several years until the right time finally came.
When your son finally visited you in your small cottage in the village, were you happy?
Yes, even though I was old and dying, at least I knew that my son knew of me.
Near the end of the novel, when Gabe fought Trademaster, an ancient evil, did you think he would survive? Were you scared?
Well, by that time I was feeling better, but when the person who was caring for me told me about it, I was worried sick. I could do nothing about it because I was too old and I was helpless and lying in a cot. I was so scared for him.
When Gabe came back from the battle with Trademaster alive, what happened?
Well, I went outside. I was finally young again. And Gabe was walking back, and for the first time we properly met. And that just gave me every bit of satisfaction and joy in the world.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed my interview with the main character from the book Son by Lois Lowry. I definitely recommend this book, and I learned a lot from it. Thank you for watching my interview.